Hey, this is Jeff from Redeemer, back with another community Bible reading reflection. Obviously, things are different this week. Everything is changing in our world and society. There's less gathering going on that's affecting church, so hopefully these are helpful to you at home. I want to challenge you to view this as an opportunity for you to grow in your own personal spiritual disciplines as you can't gather at church as often. An opportunity for you to lead in your home and your children and to read the Bible with them and pray with them. And it's an opportunity for all of us to be the church, to be reading community Bible reading, engaging and interacting to encourage one another, just to really be the church. And we're going to try to point out more resources for you to be using in your home in the coming weeks. One of those would be the Jesus Storybook Bible, which I'm going to read from some today, because one of our readings this week is 2 Kings 5 on Friday, and it's about a story about a man named Naaman, and that story is recorded in the Jesus Storybook Bible as well. And Naaman was an enemy of God's people. He was a foreigner. He's a very important, proud man. He knows he's very important. Verse 1 says he was a great and mighty man, but at the same time he was a leper. He had this really bad skin disease that could potentially kill him, and so it kind of leaves us asking, would God help even an enemy of his people? Eventually, Naaman gets to Elisha, the prophet, and asks to be healed. He expects this really impressive miracle. If you look in verse 11, he expects Elijah to come out and wave his hand and do something really big and impressive, but that's not what he gets. Instead, through the means of a little servant girl and Elisha's servant, he's told to go down and wash in the dirty Jordan River 7 times if he wants to be healed. And Naaman feels like he's way above that. He's angry, he rides off, he doesn't want anything to do with that. He's too proud. And the Jesus Storybook Bible says this: all Naaman needed was nothing, but it was the one thing Naaman didn't have. God knew that Naaman was even sicker on the inside than he was on the outside. Naaman was proud. He thought he didn't need God. His heart didn't work properly. It couldn't feel anything. You see, Naaman had leprosy of his heart. God was not only going to heal Naaman's skin, he was going to heal his pride. And eventually it goes on that he does go down in the river. His skin is healed. He comes out like a little child, it says. He's so pure and clean. And it's a picture of the gospel. It's a picture of salvation, that we have to come to God with nothing. Not our resume, not proving as to why we should deserve his favor, but grace is free. It also reminds us the story that God's grace comes in unexpected ways, not in big flashy ways. Here it came through a little servant girl. When Jesus comes, he came as a baby, and he goes to a cross. And we're reminded that salvation is not by works, but by his grace. And so I would just encourage you to spend some time in that story this week with your family. If you have the Jesus Storybook Bible, read that together at dinner, have some reflections, and encourage someone. So I hope you have a great week, and we'll do it again next week. Thanks.